What a delight to have you join us on your ultimate political discourse on television. This is Road to Edo 2024, reaching you live from ITV, from our Benin Network studio. My name is Daniel Praise Osendebame. Well, what a way to kick off the week on the show, as we have a veteran, someone that has paid his due when it comes to the movie industry. As a matter of fact, so many of us grew up to enjoy this man, entertain us, educate us, and inform us on the screen. Personally, as soon as I saw him again today, something just resonated within me. Some of his movies that I have seen in early 80s, early 90s. I might look very young, but I'm an oldie. I've got with me in the studio, Paul Obazele. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
It's an
Praise,
honor.
how you doing?
Fine, thank you. And always a pleasure to see you. You know, what a way to sit down with people you see as an idol, those icons, you meet with them one-on-one. So this is a rare privilege to be with you. Now, let's quickly dive into pressing issues in the state. Looking at the educational structure of the state currently, the state of the educational structure of the state, do you think there's anything to do more compared to what this current administration has done? Are there more work to do?
Yes, Dan. Simply put, when I come in as a governor, the first thing that will happen to all of us in this state becomes a compulsory thing. That every child in this state must be educated, from primary to secondary. I know it sounds a little bit crazy and somehow difficult. I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I will hold every parent accountable for any child seen on the street hawking. That's just the truth. From the hours of 8 o'clock till we close 2:30, no child should be seen on the street of Edo State. They must all be in school. Now, for us to also achieve that, it means that I have to create an enabling environment. And the last time I came in here, I told you that all schools will be ITC compliant, all of them. The playgrounds will be there for them. It therefore means that we must be able to create football along them. We must be able to create every sport needed alongside with them. We must be able to create an ICT thing. I told you, I use Ifelodu Ajoromi as an example. That place is where some people dread to go to. It has the largest collection of schools in Lagos State. Funnily, Agbonze, amazingly, has the best prototype in the country.
Wow. In the heart of Agbonze.
In the heart of Agbonze. Every school there.
That looks like a slum.
It looks like a slum, but it's not a slum. Amazingly, that place also has the largest collection of superstars coming out. The biggest. We are going to take that, we are going to look into our ICT seriously. Every school will have that. That's what we call catch them young. We are going to start the implementation of our 6334. Yes, not everybody will know how to read and write. It's not a must. But then when we capture you young in whatever vocation you can do, you can excel in, we take you from that place. Now look at it again like this. Let me ask you a very simple question, sir. Please answer me.
You're turning the table around now.
No, I will answer because we are in this together.
All right, so
now, if you look at my team, I say together we can bring back the glory of Edo State.
Okay.
So down you and me, we are in this
we hope
together.
So.
Yes. Now, China, for example, they are into technology. Am I right?
Definitely.
They're into app building and all those things.
Definitely.
They go to school. Am I right?
They do.
Do they teach them with English?
No. Basically, their home language.
Their home language now. So it therefore means that if we come in to add to what we have, we are going to have what we call demonstration schools, where we teach our kids with our own language. In Benin, for example, southwest of Edo State, we are going to have a school where the only thing we teach with is the Benin language. In Owan, we have the same thing. In Esa, we have the same thing. In Esako, we have the same thing. That is when you now see where you tap these brains. When you speak to them in a dialect, they understand and will capture easily. What makes you think that?
So how will they now survive in the real world?
Why? How does China survive in the real world?
But in Nigeria, English is like
because
we
refuse to decolonize ourselves.
Okay.
Because we refuse to capture the essence of why we are living. Because we refuse to develop us. Who says we make English our primary thing? Who says that the people you teach in the other language could not be linguists? Who say they cannot be linguists?
Hold on. Won't that pose a kind of limitation for the advancement?
It will not pose a limitation for them. Does it pose a limitation for the average French person, for an average Chinese person, for an average Indian person? Today, Indian has one of the highest IT thing. Yes. So the moment you teach them, alongside they will still crave to want to learn English. So we will see how we can capture. Like I keep saying, ICT. All of a sudden, you say you are from Edo State. The first thing they see about you is that you are a criminal. The first thing they say about our girls is that they are prostitutes, which is a big lie, a very big lie, because we allow that narrative. So we can change that narrative. We can get our kids to develop apps in their language.
Okay,
the 1+1 you think of is somebody's language.
Okay,
so tell me 1+1 in your language. What is it?
Okay, we might not want to go that route now. So hold on a little. Let me cast your mind back. Now you actually made mention of something that is very, very interesting: teaching our children in our local dialects. But there's this huge disparity between schools in the urban areas and schools at the rural setting. You talk about ICT. Why we don't have sufficient network service providers?
I did say the last time. Imagine a situation.
So how will ICT thrive?
It will thrive
in a place where we are still battling with sufficient network.
It will thrive. How? You know why? Because you never thought about it.
Okay.
A very simple thing. We have network providers. Do they make phone calls in the villages? They do.
They do.
Fine. Simple. I did say the last time.
But not all villages now.
Wait, please. Just hold. Let me finish.
They don't have service there.
Let me finish.
Okay.
They will have service because somebody did not think about driving it.
So how do we drive it?
We will drive it.
How?
Now, I give an example that imagine you coming in from Oluku. And the moment you come in and your telephone pops up, you have a service. You have internet. Will you not be excited?
Definitely.
Now, the same way they put that service provider there is the same way we are going to look at the 4 corners of Edo State to do that. In the interland, we are going to do that. It becomes very, very imperative because that is a cardinal core point of what we are driving. Cardinal core point. You understand it? And when we are going to do, we are going to do with teachers who are internet friendly and ICT friendly. We underrate our teachers a lot. We never give them things that are challenging enough. So you now see them, they become lackadaisical in the things they do. You understand it? So once that comes in, before, sir, this thing has been thought of. It's been planned out already. We have planned it. My campaign organization has planned it already. That is paramount in what we are going to do. We are going to dish it out. You know, and remember, we have people who are in this race with me who do copy and paste.
Okay.
So there are certain things I will not divulge here because they will take it. There were things I said on this ITV interview last week. Most of them are now running with it. But I laugh. You cannot steal my dream from me because I'm the originator of that dream.
It seems.
So education is paramount, like I told you. And in the course of the education, sir, you're going to ask me how am I going to achieve it? I use this word.
Quickly take us through. Before we go to the next question. How are you going to achieve it?
Yeah, very simple thing. I ask a question. The only person that has tried so far to do what he has been able to do is Oshomole. What did Oshomole do? Oshomole did not think normally from the box. I am going to think from outside the box. That's what we call the universal basic education thing. It's a worldwide thing. We will tap from there. Tell the federal government, this is what we are doing. And the federal government has no choice but to comply with us. We are not going to borrow money and spend it amongst ourselves. We are going to bring in the money. Our friends will bring in the money. We implement it for our children. Our children that have been denied.
Okay. I would like you to walk us through. You said the former governor of the state, Adams Ali Oshomole, senator representing the North, there in the Senate.
They captured it a little bit.
Actually captured it. Are you not saying this current administration didn't do anything?
I'm not going to attack anybody's government.
Despite,
I wouldn't do that.
They have done well.
I will not score.
But they have done well.
I will not score. Dan, I will not score. It's my program I'm talking about.
Okay, so what will you
difference is
what will you do to outshine what the current administration?
I just told you the ICT I'm bringing in, the football things I'm bringing in, the sports I'm bringing in, the 6334 implementation of the 6334. I'm talking about capturing these people in the vocations they excel, capturing them. And in the last time I came on this interview, I also told you that the implementation of the 6334 starts from where we create an academy. And if we are going to create an academy, I'm looking for people who will go outside the normal norms of educational thing to bring out what their handcrafts they have. Now, remember again, I did say we have 62 companies we have captured that are ready to parley with us. They are ready 62. To 62 companies in this state, indigenous in this state. For example, EU Grant, Uyitech. What have we done with him?
So how would they partner with the government?
Why wouldn't they partner with us? They will partner with us because when we capture them, it's a 6 months training thing and a 6 months internship thing.
So you send people there?
We send in there, they train them. We have lecturers who... I want to ask you one question. You're a Nollywoodian, am I right?
Definitely.
You have been taught how to write.
De facto.
Yes, you have been taught how to write. You have went for seminars for writing, acting, directing. You've done that. People do that program. That is what Legends of Nollywood does. We've done that for 17 years of our lives, creating people constantly. Now the same prototype we are bringing in there. In every field you find yourself, you'll be trained. And the moment they finish training you, the people who are going to do, for example, ITV here. And I know I brought in somebody last week because of IT into this place. Okay. So once the ITV, I look at Shadow and Co, I look at Elvis Obazele and Co, they have the things I want. They will come to that place to come and lecture. When they finish lecturing, we groom them, we finish with them 6 month internship, we bring them back into ITV, we bring them back into EBS, we bring them back into what's it called, Silverbed Television. We will pay their salary 6 months. After 6 months, they stand on their own.
Let's try to forge ahead quickly. Edo State kind of have one of the fast rising entertainers. What will you do to sustain this momentum? And give them a voice in the entertainment industry.
Obazele has done that severally. I've done, and in my training and capacity building, when we did the tours of the 9 Niger Delta states, I came here and empowered people. I did it in the 5 years of our entertainment. Music, acting, directing, cinematography, production management, and they were broken into different things. The best, we chose the best of 10, and each person was empowered with $500,000 each. Wow. Yes, I did it.
Through you?
Through Obazele.
Single-handedly?
Obazele with federal government of Nigeria. I ran into 9 states.
You attracted that.
Yes, I did it twice in this state. Then the same Obazele, through Legends of Nollywood, came in and did another set of capacity building. In the process of it, did an award thing that discovered the internally displaced people in this town. 2015, sir. And when we finished, we empowered those people, brought in from Patient Ozoko to Zakoji, name them, I'll name all the big names you want to call. They came in here and they did that. We did a picketing because they were holding those people to ransom. We did a picketing against the Nigerian custom for them to release. Please, these documents are there. Go to the internet.
They are verifiable.
They are verifiable. Now, sir, a Paul Obazele coming in this race, and a win for a Paul Obazele is a win for the voiceless of Edo State. It's a win of the people they have put their neck on their throat to allow them breathe. We will take their legs off their throat, and the average Edolite will breathe. It's a re-narration of what our story is. It's a situation where we take the claws of the jugular of our kids. It's a place where we rebirth Edo State. It's a place where we bring back the glory of Edo State. It's a state where we make the heartbeat of this nation work again. Because the reason why this nation is sick is because the heart is sick. And until you fix Edo State, the nation Nigeria will not be. Let's
talk about fixing agricultural sector, because a voiceless man with hunger in the stomach would do anything.
A voiceless man was made voiceless because he recognized poverty in this state, and that's what they did.
So how do we get out of this food insecurity that is glaring straight at us currently?
Mechanization.
It's a serious problem.
Mechanization.
Mechanized farming.
Mechanized farming. Let me give you a story about what you don't know about Midwest State.
Quickly.
Now, Midwest State used to have the best oil palm nuts. Am I right? Definitely. From Midwest State, we became Bender. From Bender, we became Edo. Now, in those states, we had the AT&T then, the timber thing. Midwest State, the best the best in Africa. The palm nut, the best in Africa. Back then. The what's it called? Cassava, the best in Africa. Plantain, the best. And all of a sudden, somebody somewhere decided to kill it. By the time Midwest turned into Bendel, the same thing that was happening from Bendel to Edo State, and all of a sudden these things, they started fizzing away.
So how do we restore this loss?
We will restore it, sir. Let me tell you, like I told you, mechanization and creation of industry through the agricultural sector. We will, sir. Has it ever occurred to you that the plantain stem outside the fact that it brings out the fruit called plantain that you use for bakery and dodo. Do you know that that stem can be used to create fabric?
Oh.
Can be used to create hair, the weave on? It becomes an industry of its own. Go back to our palm nut.
So our guests don't need to go to China to get human
You don't
hair.
need to.
They don't need to
You
go
don't
to
need to. There are some
Brazil
African
Brazilian
countries
hairs.
that are doing it right now, and we are lacking behind. And Edo State has one of the largest collection of our plantain. Is the biggest species amongst all those things.
So we have the raw materials.
We have it here. Now, come back to your palm nut. You know they have 3 kinds of palm nuts? Palm trees, 3 kinds. Now, there's one they use for ogogoro.
Okay.
Now,
That's
and we
for,
have it so much.
That's for hard liquor now.
Yes, we have it so much here. Have you wondered why we have not been able to do a distilling company?
Oh.
You know why? Because they brainwashed us to say that what we produce is contraband and what they bring from outside is the good one. And the one they bring from outside is actually a chemical. The one we have here is better for us. It's better, yes. Please Google this thing I'm telling you. So that becomes an industry on its own. We are still talking about agriculture. Do you remember that once upon a time in this country we had what we call the ekpoma rice? Where is it today?
Definitely.
Ekpoma rice was used to treat kwashoko one time.
Was synonymous to Uncle Ben's back then.
Yes, because of the rich proteins in it. Where is it today? So we all go back there to the drawing board.
Okay, now
we all go in there, bring in these things, bring in these tractors and all those. Create the dams we are going to create for them, channel it into the farmlands they are, create security for them, create heavy security for them. So it becomes, Edo State becomes a producing state, not a consuming state.
Okay, now the problem now is beautiful idea, brilliant framework you've got here, but implementation, number 1. Number 2, having the right persons to work with you if you eventually get to office.
I have the right persons to work with me.
We've seen cases where people get to office and reward their friends, family members and cronies with appointments at the altar of expertise.
What do you know about me?
Well, I've followed you for over 2 decades now.
And do I look like somebody that cuts corners?
Well, I
don't.
We wouldn't want to go that route.
If you're not,
we would like you to speak to Edolite.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. So now I will tell you straight to it.
I've known you personally for 2 decades. How do we bring the right persons on board?
The right persons will come on board because number 1, geez, why do you want me to go into that route?
No, we have to. We need to.
My thoughts. When I bring out my thoughts, very simple thing.
Edolite want to hear from
my
you.
mouth. People that are watching me, my brothers that are watching me, tell you the truth. My mouth, na very bad mouth. Why it be bad? Be say if you commit a crime, the whole world go know say you commit a crime. You understand it? The right people will be there. There will be round pegs in round holes, not square pegs in round holes. There's going to be a think tank. There's going to be an economic thing. There's going to be an implementation thing. Forget this Agbada when I will. I'll not be Agbada man. No. I just did it because of this. I am that kind that will go from one project to the other. There's not going to be a white elephant job case. They give you a contract, me and you and the contractor will they will be visiting.
Will you have that time?
Why would I, where is the office of the governor? The office of the governor is wherever he stands to work, not Osadibe House. The office of the governor is wherever he stands to work. So I could decide to go to any project site and pitch my office there. Now, Edo State is at war.
Okay.
At war of wanting to get it right. So a general that goes out to work, he takes his stava or slave stick, puts it there and sit there. It is a no comfort zone for all of us until we get it right. There's no peace for us in this place. We will get it right.
There's a cause for concern here.
Yes.
And I'm very sure many right-thinking Edolites who are watching us right now might also share the same view. People talk like this fantastic, but when they get to office, the reverse is
My name is Paul Agbonze Obazele. I have seen that before. They told me I cannot fight pirates in this country. I fought them. I brought Suko back to the average entertainer. Do you hear about the video clubs again?
No.
Do they pirate them again?
It has gone down.
It has gone down. We will do the same thing. There is no special person. You commit a crime, you commit a crime.
So no one is untouchable.
Everybody.
No one will be untouchable in your government.
Nobody, including my sister that I hold so dear. She will not even interfere.
Okay, now, so let's quickly begin to push forward. Politics is a game of number. Politics has to do with money. To an extent, there seems to be a kind of serious contention with those they call the money bags. How do we strike a balance?
It's a very simple thing. Nigerians, Edolites, make una wake up. You know why they talk this thing? Simply put, I told you from the onset they weaponize poverty. And as long as you allow the money bags to come in, poverty will keep reigning. As long as you depend on the stipends they give to you, what they do, and I tell these delegates this straight to it, why would you want to mortgage the lives of your children, your grandchildren? You have done that for 24 years. We've been running, oscillating in one place. We have not gone anywhere. Because they come in, they buy the delegates, they buy this, they buy that, they buy that. For how long would it continue? For how long would we be in the mess we are? And therefore I ask you, if they bring the money, make una take the money, chop. Make una look for person when get the fear of God. Look for this person who can deliver, who has capacity, who is transparent enough, who does not have baggages. Who does not have baggages. That told us enough lies. My name is Paul Agbonze Obazele, and I've come to redeem us from this quagmire we are in.
Definitely. We'll move forward now. Education, you have so many plans in check. As far as food insecurity is concerned, fantastic idea. Let's look at insecurity itself, starting with cultism. This has been an age-long issue with Devlin Edo State. As it were, we've lost so many young men to cultism. And I think it's the fear of every parent at this point not to lose another child to cultism. As governor, if elected, what will you do?
We'll check what it. We'll come round table. Number one, security is priority to us in the first place. Today, Britain, France, they are the most policed states in the world. You think they don't have fraternities in those places? They do, my brother. They do have fraternities. You understand it? But what do? There's a checkmate to everything everybody does. There's a checkmate. And the moment we come in, because of the fact that we are going to provide our lights for us, our lights are laced with our CCTV. Our CCTV are sent into what we call a cockpit. What is a cockpit? A cockpit is a place where we see everybody. Every street in Edo State is seen. Unfortunately, we do not have those maps. Unfortunately, but that will end. We will see it, we'll see how it goes. We will know where you are. The crime is committed, the cameras are called back to see. And you are wondering how we are going to light it. Very simple thing. There are lights today that we use that has what they call the solar thing, number one. Number two, the Azura plant is there. Azura plant provides more than 5,000 megawatts. They give 10% of what they provide to the federal government. Amazingly, the rest is wasted. It therefore means that we can channel this, whatever thing we have, into our street lights in all the nook and crannies of Edo State. It therefore means that in the place we have the cockpit is like this. You are seeing everything that is going. We have them there on the wall. Now, it means that Central Intelligence will be involved, the police will be involved, the military will be involved, everybody is involved. So a crime is committed, it is zero to that place. We look at the locking security camera, we get those people. When you set one or two people as an example, everybody will shield their sword. However,
every corner in all the senatorial districts
all the
will
places,
be captured.
Why wouldn't it be captured?
Okay, let's quickly.
Wait, and let me ask you one question.
I'll get back to you in a moment. I'll get back to you. Just hold on, please. We need to quickly give out this information, please. The African Cup of Nations 2023 match between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and Guinea-Bissau comes up immediately after this program. So just ensure you stay tuned with us as we'll bring in live insight into the match. If you're just tuning in, it's Road to Edo 2024. We have a very, very fantastic guest who's actually convincing Edolites on way forward. Paul Obazele, Agbonze. Let me pronounce it properly. Paul Agbonze. Now, you are saying Agbonze. Now, you're going to help us because you're actually saying striking things. People will hold you by your words.
I'm standing. My word is my bond. I don't swallow my word.
Edolite will hold you responsible.
I was trained by a man called Apostle Ansem Madubuko. Your word is your bond. I stand to it to death. So, remind me. See, when I started, it is a well thought about thing. I don't have a manifesto. I don't have an agenda. What I have is a covenant. A covenant is stronger. It is between me and you. I will give
covenant with who?
Covenant with Edolites.
Okay.
This is what I want to do. Signed by Paul Obazele. Remind me if I fail you.
And if I don't deliver.
If I don't deliver. If I fail you, not even because I will deliver.
If you get to office eventually, you have immunity.
What immunity?
So would I have the guts to speak
What
up?
immunity? You think I'm going to be like the people who keep keeping their security votes? It will be spent for Edo State. I'm not going to keep my vote because I want to win a second election. I will spend everything. I will become the Mahatma Gandhi, whose work spoke for him.
Now,
Our works will speak for us.
Walk us through now. We have local police. Some of them are not properly remunerated, and they are working. What will you do as governor?
We will lift them up. We will lift their spirits up. We will lift their conditions up. That was what I told you. See. Very simple thing, Dan. The average big man, the average politician, who talks and does not perform, weaponizes poverty, makes you not collect your salary, pays your salary 3 months into the month that has passed. So you are living in debt.
A month
2 months backwards. That's what you're living. So everything that comes in, you go to use it to pay what you are owing. So you now give the average policeman the opportunity to ask, where is your paper? And the average man that is there knows that if we ask where's your paper, we are going to give you 100 naira. Now, I am not blaming the policeman. I'm not blaming the police. I'm blaming the system. I'm blaming the people who are in authority, who did not think of the lesser man, the less privileged human being in Edo State to constitute such things. They breed corruption, they groom corruption, they eat corruption. They live
definitely.
But it's going to change.
We will certainly want to have you again on this platform so that you can expand your covenant.
I go call
your covenant, like you said. But however, it's good to see you. I was actually telling you behind the camera, there's this movie of yours where you featured. The song is in my head, but I'm trying to still remember the title of the movie. After the Storm. Yes.
There's going to be a storm in this place, and there's going to be after the storm.
Definitely. We hope to see positive positive change. My name is Daniel Prosperous. We'll be seeing you on the next one. Do have yourself a fantastic night rest.